कल 85% रह गया range chance. Wow, 20-degree colder. 32. Okay. Not bad. Hello guys, welcome to today's live stream. Mhm. Okay, so gold is pushing higher as expected. Okay, so that's nice. The structure is still bullish. And gold is actually looking pretty good at the moment. Okay, so it's possible. Obviously, don't have any massive confirmation yet, but it's possible that gold has created a bottom here. Yes, it's very much possible that gold has created a major low and that gold is ready to go higher. Okay, that's a possibility. Okay, so in that case, the biggest obstacle for gold is this monthly order block. So for gold to go for the last all-time high, market needs to break this zone. Okay, so this is the biggest supply, the biggest high resistance liquidity that gold is facing right now. If you look at the daily, then you can see this very clearly. We had multiple rejection candles over here, massive wicks on the upside, which indicates that this is a very strong supply zone where market is trading. Okay, and if you remember, if you have been following me for some time, you should know that I told you that the monthly structure was still bearish. Why? Because we had this break off structure over here. So now according to structure, what should gold do is gold should test this order block in the monthly, and if the structure is still bearish and if it wants to continue lower, in that case market should go down from here, right? But for that we want to see displacement in the daily time frame. If you look at the daily, then there is no displacement over here. There's just sideways candle, basically a consolidation zone where market was accumulating for some time, because obviously this is a monthly POI. So this is high resistance liquidity. So market is facing some strong resistance in this zone. But you can see that market is still pushing higher and breaking above this zone, which clearly indicates that the buyers are still under control of the market. And in that case, it's still very much possible that market can keep moving higher. Now, if we go to the weekly, then in the weekly, we'll see that market has created a POI over here, which is still unmitigated. Okay. So even if market drops from this monthly POI over here, I'm going it very slow so that you can understand the narrative, because this is very important. Okay. So from the monthly POI, even if market drops, it has got this defense weekly zone over here, which is going to act like a mirror. It is going to act like a defense for this downside drop, and from here market can once again continue higher. Okay, so even if market drops from this monthly order block over here, it still has got this weekly POI from which it can take support and it can push higher. Okay, so this is very important to understand, which makes it completely bullish for gold, because market has failed to create any kind of displacement from this monthly POI. In the daily, as I've shown you, the structure still remains bullish and market is still pushing higher. So it's very clear that gold still wants to continue higher. So in that case, you have to keep this in mind, that even if market drops from here, but if there is no market structure shift, if there is no displacement, still market can drop, and if it goes down, then we have got this weekly POI. Okay, and if this zone holds, that this is going to be very bullish for gold, and market will be ready for the next upside move over here. Okay, so this is a big possibility in the higher time frame that I am looking at, which gives me a very bullish view for gold in the upcoming months, in case this monthly order block is not able to create any kind of displacement for gold to reverse once again. Okay guys, so keep this in mind. This is the higher time frame picture that we are talking about. We are not talking about the lower time frame, the 1 hour, the 4 hour. I've already shared all those moves in my channel, so you can go and check it out. Everything has been shared there. This is the higher time frame narrative. Okay, so this monthly order block is the high resistance liquidity that market needs to respect in order for the market to once again turn to the downside. And even if it goes down, like I said, we have got the weekly cushion over here, the defense POIs from which market can once again continue higher. Okay, so this is the higher time frame that you have to keep in mind. This is a higher time frame bias. Okay, now if we talk about the lower time frame, so in that case, if we look at the 4 hour over here, in that case we have got a break of structure. If we look at the 1 hour, we have got a break of structure over here, and that's why I shared this zone from which we'll be once again looking to buy gold. So wait for market to give a pullback, because here you can see there was a massive imbalance that market has created. Obviously there was some news regarding the treasures, so that is why market gave this massive displacement. So obviously market will come down to fill this imbalance, and then market will continue higher. So this is the zone to watch. This was the last breakout level. So we have got this breakers block over here. Along with this fair value gap in the 1 hour. Okay, so this is the first zone to watch in case market drops further. In that case, we will have some more zone to watch. If you look at the 4 hour, then we have also got this order block over here, which is the extreme zone. And from here, market can once again go up. Okay, and what's going to be our target? If you look at the daily structure, then this was the daily order block from which market already gave the reaction, but since market could not continue lower, and once again market is breaking the high of the last swing over here, in that case it's pretty obvious that market next wants to go for the high of this daily order block. So this is going to be our target next, which is at $4,515. Okay, so this is what we're looking at in gold, and this will be our target next. And after that, if market breaks this one as well and keeps pushing higher, obviously there will be some kind of a pullback, because like I've shown in the weekly, I've got this fresh POIs which have not been tapped yet. So in that case, definitely market will come down and market will test the zones before going up if it wants to keep continuing higher. But till then, as long as market keeps pushing higher, we can look for new buying opportunities and target the liquidities one by one. So first high is 4515. This is going to be our first target. Next, if market continues higher, then our next target according to the daily will be 4594. So these are massive ranges, guys, right? These are massive ranges. You can catch big moves over here. Don't miss it, because after a long time, after this range, market is once again showing a good trend. It's once again showing strong momentum to the upside. And like I've already shown you, if there is no displacement from the daily, from this monthly POI, in that case it's possible that gold has created some kind of a major low and gold is ready for a new all-time high. It's a possibility, okay, that you have to keep in mind. Okay, but till then, in the lower time frame, as long as the structure remains bullish, our view will only be to look for buying opportunities. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so wait for market to come down, market to test this zone, and from here you will look for a buying opportunity. Okay, if you look at silver, then silver has also shown good amount of strength from this daily order block. So in silver, we had this last break of structure in the daily, and along with that we had this pending order block, and from here market has given the expansion. If you look at the 1 hour, that in the 1 hour you can see this was a massive expansion over here, and it's pretty obvious that from this POI market wants to take out these liquidities next. So this is going to be the first one, then this will be the next level to target. Okay, these are very close, so obviously you can consider them as relatively equal highs where market has left liquidity above this level. So obviously if market takes out this high, then market will also go for this high as well. Okay, so now to buy, if we look at this push to the upside, then let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, so in the 4 hour we still have got 1 hour 20 minutes for this candle to close, and after that I can see there is a big POI over here which is unmitigated. So this will be the zone to watch. So once market comes down, test this POI from here with confirmation, In 15 minutes, we'll be looking to buy and we'll be targeting these two highs. Okay, so this will be the plan in silver. And also I can see this is the 1 hour POI as well. So you can consider this zone as just 1 hour POI. That's also completely fine. Okay, so in that case, you can use 5 minutes time frame for confirmation and you'll be targeting this highs next. Okay guys, so gold and silver both are structurally bullish. Make sure you look for buying opportunities in both of them. Okay, and obviously if gold is going for a new all-time high, if it is able to break through the monthly order block, in that case silver is also going. So silver can give actually a massive expansion in the upcoming days. But in silver, just like gold, we have got a monthly order block over here as well. So this is also going to be acting as some kind of a resistance point. So if you're looking to buy silver, then your first target is going to be the low of this monthly order block, and then you can look for whether market shows reaction from here, or if market breaks this zone, then it's pretty clear that market wants to go for the last all-time high, and then you can look for more buying opportunities. Okay, so this will be the plan in silver. In silver, however, if you look at the structure, then just like gold, we had the weekly POI over here as well, but here this zone was actually tapped into, and then market gave the expansion. Okay, so gold did not tap the weekly POI, but silver has tapped the weekly POI. So there is an SMT divergence over there, right? Okay, so in that case, it's possible that gold can directly continue higher because the momentum is looking pretty good in gold. So in that case, gold can directly go, and obviously gold will target these two highs. And then market, if it wants to drop and tap into the POI, so that is possible. So market will first go there, take out this highs, and then market can come down, tap this weekly POI, and then it can once again continue higher. Okay. Okay, so our job is just to follow the structure, the POIs, and wait for confirmation. And from there, we will take the entry. So right now, the bias remains bullish. There is a big expansion. There is a breakout structure. So it's pretty clear that market wants to keep continuing higher. In that case, as intraday traders, we'll be only looking for buying opportunities. Okay, so keep this in mind. Those who have confusion about bias, this is the monthly order block which market has tapped into. But as long as the daily does not show displacement or there is no market structure shift in the daily, then we are not going to sell. Okay, we are not going to sell. Even if market drops, like I've shown you, we have got the weekly POIs from which we'll be looking to buy. Okay, so keep that in mind. So the zones, everything is shared in my Telegram channel over here. Obviously, this is my channel where I share every single move. So this is where today's move, which was shared after market tapped into this zone, which was already shared over here, that market is going to go for 4346 next. And before that, I've also shared over here that market can drop, a big drop is possible, and this was the level which was shared with you, 4346. You can see it was marked, and market exactly did that. Market dropped and market went for that level, and once market tapped that, there was 15-minute market structure shift from here. This is when I told you that we can look for buying from this 1 hour POI which was created along with this 15-minute market structure shift from this 4 hour zone over here. So this is our plan for today, that from here we can look to buy, and that's what market did. Market pushed higher from here, and market is continuing this uptrend. Once again, this was another zone that was shared with you, and from here also market gave this expansion. So market is following the analysis perfectly. That's the best thing about understanding market structure. When you can read the market structure well, then you don't have anything to fear about. You have very good understanding and faith on your system. What you are looking at is not a ruse, but it's how the market actually works. Okay. Anyhow, so the structure still remains bullish, and we are going to follow the structure in the 1 hour and see, as long as market keeps pushing higher, we will be looking to buy, and we'll be targeting these two highs next. So first will be 4515. Then if market breaks above this high as well and continues, in that case, it will next go for 4594. Okay. So this will be our plan in gold. So just wait for market to give a pullback and then you can look for your entry. Do like the stream, guys, if you find it helpful, and also if you're watching me for the first time, you can subscribe the channel. And also if you want every single update in gold, join my Telegram channel. It's in the description below. And very soon I'll be announcing the mentorship registration for the next month. So those who want to learn how to read market structure from completely basic to the advanced level, in that case, you can join the mentorship for the next month. So I'll be announcing it very soon, possibly in a YouTube video. So be ready for that. If you're serious, if you're somebody who wants to make a career out of trading, in that case, this is a perfect mentorship for you guys. And yeah, I believe you can do the same kind of analysis that I do right now. Once you go through the mentorship, I believe you will understand and will learn something that will stay with you for a long time. Okay, let's look at the other pairs as well, the currency pairs. Okay, so Euro USD, I was looking for a buy from this daily POI over here, but market directly pushed higher and it took out this liquidity. Let's look at the higher time frame, what's going on. Okay, so it's pretty clear market is still bullish and market wants to go for this liquidity next. So this is what we will be targeting next. Okay, so for that, we have got this candle closing very strong. Possibly it's going to close above this high. So this will be a break of structure in the daily time frame. Now, if we look at the 4 hour, then we have got multiple back-to-back candles. If we look at the 1 hour, then in the 1 hour, we have got multiple zones over here as well. This is the first zone to watch. And if market gives a deeper pullback, well, in that case, I would like to consider this as a 4 hour POI. Okay, so in that case, this will be a 4 hour break of structure. And here we have got the breaker block along with this massive imbalance candle. So we have got fair value gap. So this will be the zone to watch. Okay, so wait for market to come down, test this zone, and from here with confirmation in the 15-minute, you will buy and you'll be targeting this liquidity next. Okay, and it's also possible, because the momentum is very strong, that market can directly tap the 1 hour POI, which is this fair value gap, and from here market can continue higher. That is also a possibility. In that case, you can also focus on this 1 hour POI. Okay, so this is the zone to watch in the 4 hour and in the 1 hour, and you'll be looking to buy to take out this liquidity. And if market breaks this high as well, then it's pretty clear that market wants to keep continuing higher. In that case, you will focus on the next weekly liquidity, which is going to be over here. So you can catch a big amount of move over here. Okay, so don't miss this. Market is moving very nicely, very clean structure, going through this new highs, creating break off structures. So this is the zone. This is the time to make money, right? So don't miss this price action. Okay, similarly, if I talk about GBP USD, then here also I was looking for this zone, and market actually delivered from this zone. So this was the POI to watch, and from here you can see that market pushed higher, gave the market structure shift, and then continued higher. Okay, so now what's the plan? The plan is very simple. If today the candle closes above this last high, so this will be what? This will be a break off structure. So obviously the market wants to continue higher. In that case, we'll focus on targeting this liquidity next. Okay, so go to the lower time frame, look at the structure in the 4 hour. So in the 4 hour, if we look closely, then this was the last break off structure. So this will be the zone to watch. We have got this mitigation block and this fair value gap. If I refine it, then this will be the zone to watch. So wait for market to test this zone. From here with confirmation, it will buy and it will target this high. Okay. And also, since the momentum is very high, you can focus on the 1 hour time frame. So in the 1 hour, we got this zone, which has already been tested. And now if you see structure shift in the 5 minutes time frame, then you can look for a new buy. So in this case, once market breaks above this high, if it does, then this will be structure shift in the 5 minutes. And then you can look for a buying opportunity. And once again, you'll be targeting this high next. Okay, so this is how you can trade GBP USD. Okay, let's look at USD CHF, USD CAD. Obviously, if Euro GBP, these things are going up, then USD CAD, CHF, they are going to go down, right? It's very simple. Okay, so USD CHF, I was looking at this zone, which is the monthly POI, and market has tapped into this zone. So from here, if market wants to go up, then the daily should show displacement. But right now, the structure is still bearish and market has just taken out this liquidity. So today's closing will be important. If market is able to break below this low and close below this low, then this will be a break off structure in the daily, in the daily time frame. That means market wants to continue lower. In that case, you'll be selling and you'll be targeting this order block next. And then if market continues lower, then you'll be targeting this swing low next. Okay, so the structure still remains bearish. You can go to the 4 hour and the 1 hour if you want to look at the lower time frame structure. And from here also, you can look for entries from this massive imbalances with confirmation. And you'll be targeting these two levels next. So you can mark these levels on your chart and accordingly wait for market to test these imbalances. And when market does that with confirmation, you can look for your entry and you can target these levels next. Okay. So this is how you can look to trade the currency pairs. Let me also give you an overview of USD CAD. So USD CAD obviously was bearish. The structure was bearish over here and market reacted from this zone, which was the mitigation block and the fair value gap over here. So market tapped into it and market got rejected. So the structure still remains bearish and this one has also tapped into this higher time frame monthly order block over here. So if market wants to continue up from here, in that case, market needs to show displacement in the daily time frame. But till that happens, the structure will be bearish. And using the lower time frame, you can look for short-term selling opportunities. So if I look at the 1 hour, then in the 1 hour, I can see that this is the first zone to watch and market has already tapped into it. Now, if it shows rejection from here, you can look for an entry and you can target this 1 hour liquidity. And if market once again breaks this low, then obviously it will create some new POI. So from there also you can look for new selling opportunities. And if I talk about the 4 hour, then in the 4 hour, this candle hasn't closed yet, but high chance that market is going to close below this low. In that case, this will be the zone to watch. So wait for market to give a test of this zone. And from here with confirmation, you can sell and you can target the 4 hour liquidity. Okay, those who use Fibonacci, so for them, this is the dealing range, the current dealing range. So in that case, you can use the Fibonacci over here. Okay, so above 50%, that's the discount zone. This is where we want to enter. This is the premium zone. So this is where we do not want to enter. So wait for market to test this discount zone where we have got this POI. And from here with confirmation, you can sell. Okay, so for added confluence, you can also use the Fibonacci. Anyhow, so this will be the zone to watch. With confirmation, you will be selling USD CAD. And this is how you can trade the currency pairs. Okay, apart from that, let's look at the NASDAQ as well. So NASDAQ has actually tapped into the weekly POI. If I show you the higher time frame structure, then you can see this was the last break-off structure in NASDAQ in monthly. In that case, this fair value gap becomes important because this is the last fair value gap. So market tapped into it. And then if you look at the daily, then in the daily, the structure became bullish. Okay. So now this was the monthly POI from which the market delivered the price. So along with the monthly, so this is the monthly cycle which is playing out. So along with that, we should also look at the weekly time frame. So if you look at the weekly, then here we have got this massive imbalance and market has tapped into it. And now from this weekly imbalance, if the 4-hour shows displacement, then we can look for a buying opportunity. And from here, we will buy and we'll be targeting what? We will be targeting this last swing high, which was the all-time high. Okay, why? Because the structure is bullish, so market has tapped into a monthly POI. Where should it go next? It should go till the monthly liquidity. That's what the storyline says. So this will be our trade setup in NASDAQ from this weekly POI, which is getting tested right now. If we see displacement in the 4-hour, then we can buy and we can hold this trade all the way for this last all-time high over here. Okay, so this will be a nice risk is to reward trade, I believe. Okay, so this is how you can trade NASDAQ. Okay guys, let's come back to gold. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, so the market is still pushing higher. I mean, this candle did not do much, but what it has done is it has actually created now a new POI over here, which is going to be this one. So now you have got two zones to watch. First zone is this zone. And after that, if market drops lower, in that case, we will look at this zone where we have this breaker block and the fair value gap. Okay, so these two are the zones to watch. Wherever you get confirmation, always take confirmation. This is your job. I share the bias, I share the POIs, I share the targets. Your job is to wait for confirmation from the zones that I share with you. If you follow my zones, if you follow my bias, and after that only take entries. Okay, not just blindly take aggressive entry from the zones that I share. Okay, so always wait for confirmation. That's your job if you follow my bias, my analysis. So in this case, wait for these two zones wherever you get confirmation using 1 minute market structure shift or 5 minutes displacement. It's very simple. Displacement means fair value gap. So you want to see 5 minutes fair value gap after market taps the zone. If you see that, then you will buy from here and you will target this high. Okay, very simple. Or if market drops, in that case, and you can focus on this zone as well. And from here also you can buy and you can target this liquidity. Okay, so these are the two zones to watch. In 4-hour, market will create this POI. So we still have got 1 hour left for this candle to close. So if in the 1 hour these two zones are broken, only then he will be focusing on this 4-hour POI, and from here he will be buying. But anyhow, that is for later to see. Right now we have got these two zones to watch. So in the 1 hour we'll be focusing on these two zones, and wherever we get confirmation we will be buying and we'll be targeting this daily liquidity. Okay, this is our daily liquidity. You should remember all these levels, guys. I mark these levels once and I remember these levels, which level it is, right? So you should be very clear with your analysis, with your targets, with your POIs, so that even if you are not in front of the chart, the things remain really etched in your memory. You can visualize it whenever you want to. And if you have any confusion, if you can't remember anything, then immediately you open the chart and you see it and you record it in your memory. So this is something that I do, and I think it's also going to help you a lot. Anyhow, so this is how we'll be looking to trade gold till market taps or takes out 4515. And after that, like I said, if market is able to break above this high as well, and if market remains bullish in the 1 hour, then we will look for more opportunities to buy and we'll be targeting this liquidity next. Okay, so very simple. Market is pushing higher, our bias is bullish, we will be looking to buy. As long as the structure remains bullish, we will be looking to buy. Once again, more updates will be shared in my channel. So if there are anything I want to update, I will share over there. So make sure you join my channel. It's completely free. It's given in the description below. So that will be it for today. I will see you with more updates in my channel. Till then, take care, trade safe, and good night, everyone.